everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with author Rajesh Talwar. My name is Ananya Sharma. So, we have already talked about his experiences at Oxford and even Harvard. So, today we are going to talk about Rajesh's experience at Cambridge. So, Rajesh, can you tell us a bit about that?
Thanks, Ananya. Uh, at Harvard, I studied negotiation. In Oxford, I studied forced migration. And in Cambridge, I went to attend a course on law and leadership at the Judge Business School. So it was basically legal people. As you know, I have a legal background, apart from working in peacekeeping. And it was a fascinating course, very interesting. And I found that Cambridge has a special appeal compared to Oxford. If you compare the two universities, Oxford is more of a commercial place. There's a big shopping center, a shopping village called Vista, for which you can catch a train. Uh, Cambridge is more quaint, it's more old world, it's more of a university town. So depending on what you prefer, if you prefer a total university town, a bit desolate, a bit quaint, very ancient looking, then it would be Cambridge. But if you prefer to be in the thick of things, to have a bit of activity going around, then it's Oxford.
All right, Rajesh. So, given a choice to, choose to study at Oxford or Cambridge, which university would you choose?
Well, Ananya, it would actually depend on the subject because Oxford is better known for teaching and research in the humanities, whereas Cambridge is better known for the sciences. So if you were studying physics, chemistry, engineering, you should head for Cambridge. And if you are planning instead to study politics, law, literature, then Oxford would make a better bet. This is not to say, of course, that you don't have great scientists at the University of Oxford, or that you don't have poets and artists from the University of Cambridge. It's just a matter of slightly relative advantage. This is how the universities are known. So the first point is, of course, the issue of a physical ambience. And the second issue is rather more relevant, which is what is the subject you wish to study.
All right, Rajesh. So, all of these are esteemed and reputed universities. But do you think there is anything that could be improved in Oxford or even Cambridge?
Absolutely, Ananya. That's a very good question. There's always scope for improvement. One should not get too overawed by the of a university, reputation of a university. Off the top of my head, I can think that Oxford and Cambridge, they have a rivalry. It's very good. It's a healthy rivalry. But sometimes a professor in Oxford was sharing with me that sometimes they've set up collaboration projects with Cambridge, but they've fallen through because of this very rivalry. So despite the two universities not being so far from each other, there is not even a train link which directly connects them to. So there would be more cross-fertilization, more exchange of ideas. You have two of the greatest universities, but the rivalry seems to be trumping the desire for collaboration in the case of Harvard and Cambridge, in the case of Oxford and Cambridge, excuse me. So you asked for room for improvement. I think this is something they could probably improve on.
All right, Rajesh. So your book has an interesting subtitle, The Past, Present, and Future of Excellence in Education. So, these universities, do they come in the past area, the present, or, the future? What is this, categorization that you think? it comes under the universities?
Well, excellent question. And of course, the central theme of the book is more to do with the subtitle. Uh, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the book's theme is concerned, Harvard, Oxford, and university are the present continuum. You have great universities such as Nalanda University, uh, and other great ancient Indian universities, universities in Europe, universities in China, which will form part of the great institutions that formed the past in excellence in education. And my thesis in this book is that excellence in university education is slowly but inevitably perhaps shifting to Asia. And within Asia, of course, it's the two giants, India and China, who will be forerunners. Uh, and I discuss this competition. I discuss also the great potential which India has, potential for huge success in the field of higher education, but also we could just do a very bad crash landing. And I discuss what needs to be done to give us that ascendancy. So that's part of the theme of the book. But this is not going to happen immediately. So I would say Harvard, Oxford, and Cambridge are part of the present continuum, but the future may be different. The future can be different.
All right, so this brings us to the end of the series where we talked about Harvard, Oxford, and Cambridge. And I hope that the viewers they enjoyed this series because we got to know so much about these universities. And thank you so much, Rajesh, for sharing your experiences and insights with us.
Thanks so much, Ananya. I may not have been as articulate as I would have wished to be. There are so many other things I would want to share, but maybe the viewers and readers will have to wait for the book to come out sometime in the middle of next year. But in the meanwhile, there will be a few other book releases, and they can keep their eyes peeled out for those. Thanks.